Hello lovelies, I'm the Fragnostic and welcome to a shiny new factory sealed, sure to be worth a pretty penny in a decade or two, why not buy 10, treat of a series for the vomit flavoured hangover you know as the day before Monday. This is Sanctuary Sunday, our hallowed corner of shelter from the rest of the week where we cut down horror games all the live long day. Like the good Lord himself, we've earned ourselves a little peace and quiet from the Outlasts, the Amnesias and the Barbie vacation adventures of the world. And our first mini getaway from the horror genre this week is a subscriber request that's been a long time coming. ECCO the Dolphin, developed by Novo Trade and released by Sega for the Genesis in the December of 1992. Chilly! Not sure if you can drown on that password select screen, but I'm not hanging around to take chances. Let's chat to some of our dolphin compadres here on the first stage before we get going. Marks on your head look like stars in the sky. You slippery little sweet talker, you. Meet me at the reef later and whisper that shit in my ear. I'll make you squeak like a barn owl's dinner. How high in the sky can you fly? More than one dolphin's trying to egg you into doing some dangerous foolishness here. Well, who the fuck am I to disappoint them? What about fuck, I did it wrong. Well, good job, dipshit. You broke the ocean. It wasn't my fault. Grey Roger tricked me. He always tricks me. There you go. That's your tutorial over. Into the real world now, you idiot fish. Suddenly, great winds of water. You've sent him mad. Look at him. He'll just sit there until someone eats him now. He looked too deeply into the abyss and it broke his simple mind. Is that you, ECCO? Come closer. Closer. What is it, Eric? Oh, what the fuck? You bit me.
I have Otis. Kavayak Patago Votklagen Voktum.
I know not what has happened to your pod. Perhaps the Big Blue will help you. You must travel past the undercaves to find him. This useless orca shit turns up all over the place for the next few levels if you can be bothered to go and look for him, but the only goddamn thing he ever tells you to do is go track down Big Blue. Can you guess what type of ocean-dwelling creature Big Blue is, children? Here's a hint. It's big, it's blue, and it didn't sink after an iceberg tore it a new arsehole. Although a level featuring ECCO furiously trying to interrogate the wreck of the Titanic by pounding it with sonar and ramming the fuck out of the stern would have a certain hilarious poignancy about it, make no mistake. Under caves, a deep maze of caverns with no surface to the dry side, songs of the sea sing of great danger in this place. You're in trouble now, fish. Listen to the music. You ever hear that track back in a stage of ECCO the Dolphin, you know the ocean's done fucking around with you. Alright, I'll let you in on how to play this son of a bitch now, shall I? Swim slowly past 8 arms. Sound advice, that. Apologies, Crusaders. ECCO doesn't give you much of a chance to usher it on stage. Just kinda bursts in from the title screen and demands you doom your species with dolphin tricks. So, cast your eyes to the top left of the screen right here to behold 2 meters crucial to your survival. The top one is your health meter, the bottom one your oxygen meter. If your life meter hits 0, back to the start of the stage you go. If your oxygen meter does the same, it'll very quickly chew through what remains of your health meter, at which point an excruciating 13-second death animation plays out as ECCO thrashes around, shrieking and gasping, the camera drawing closer to him as the light fades from his eyes. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. You just die and go back to start the stage. Here's 8 arms, grumpy motherfucker. You touch him, you swim any faster than this past him, and he will bitch slap the smirk off your smug bastard face. You dolphin fuck! 8 arms is to be treated with the same level of caution as just about everything that isn't another dolphin in this game. If it's not grey and smug looking, it's probably out to kill you, so stay away from it. You can usually have a whack at killing the dark armies of the ocean yourself if you fancy. You got a dash attack, and in the next level, we'll have the opportunity to weaponize our sonar too. It's rarely a good idea to get into a fight unless it's absolutely necessary. Your enemies maneuver and attack with a lot more agility than you can manage, and by the time you kill whatever jellyfish, pufferfish, shark, or other aquatic shit beast you've decided to take umbrage with, it'll have respawned by the time you turn around anyway. Heading into the vents now. Giant cracks in the ocean floor have strong upward currents of warm water. After the storm, songs of 3 trapped dolphins are heard here. Now this is your first optional side quest. You get a killer sonar attack, or leave the fuckers to die. Wild currents trap my pod below. Please save them. I'm too weak from the storm. Can do, ma'am. For a price. Oh no, put that away, you degenerate. This is the first of many times you'll have to use a rock or similar object to ride down past a strong current. The first of many, many deeply aggravating fucking times. Help me, ECCO! Swim closely in front of me and I will follow. And he says that, right? But actually getting the dippy little bastard to acknowledge you is... Come here, for fuck's sake. There, that... Believe me, we got off easy there. That has the potential to be an incredibly long and painful endeavour. Alright, well that's him reunited with his mother or girlfriend or... You know, maybe both. We found him lost literally 10 seconds away from the surface. Wouldn't surprise me if inbreeding has played some sort of factor in his obvious mental limitations here. Christ, what was I saying before they sent me to rescue fuckwit Flipper up there? Oh yeah, the spike. And health in general. Alright, so... As careful as you want to be, there are places in ECCO where you can't help but take a beating. Either through dodgy object placement, strong currents repeatedly smashing you against a marauding gang of jellyfish, or fuck knows what. But you do have the opportunity to replenish your life bar by snacking on all the colourful looking tropical fish you see swimming about the place. They're not just scenery, my friend. There might be a war on with an alien menace, but there's still a food chain in place, and it's every aquatic bastard for himself down here. They are limitless, and like everything else, they respawn themselves in a heartbeat. So feast, lovelies, feast until you grow corpulent and bloated, and feast some more until that last fateful clownfish passes your greedy little beak, and you find that you are too fat to escape the cave you swam into, and your tale passes into legend to be told around dolphin campfires that they'd started underwater somehow. If you're in need of healing and there aren't any fish around, there's also clams that you can find resting on the ocean floor. But take heed, young dolphin. Blasting one with your sonar will flip it open, releasing a bubble that, if blue and white, will contain precious health, but if orange and brown, will harm you. Poisonous clams, you say, dismissing me with a wave of your smug bastard flipper. Ha ha! Away and be gone, old man of the sea, and your fishwife tails with you. Your fishwife having... Abomination! It's true, I cry. Beware the orange bubbles, but it's too late. You're gone, and I am alone at the bus stop again. Like every single thing in ECCO, of course, the poisonous clam is based on true events. Every single thing. Clams in themselves aren't usually dangerous to eat, but like a lot of marine life, they are at risk of being infected by a number of biotoxins, a particularly nasty one being domoic acid, which causes you to shit yourself, forget your own name, and die fairly painfully. Domoic acid was actually indirectly responsible for the famous Alfred Hitchcock movie The Birds, the inspiration for which he gained from witnessing a mass seagull suicide attack on Monterey Bay, California, in the early 60s, where feathered lunatics dive-bombed buildings and streets, breaking their necks and painting anything that moved with toxic crap. The cause took nearly 30 years and numerous other seabird suicides to ascertain, and unfortunately only came to light after a handful of nasty fatalities in Canada exhibited symptoms of violent madness before they died in the late 80s. But in each case, the victims, human or otherwise, were linked by one food source per outbreak that turned out to be infected with domoic acid. It was actually an autopsy on a colony of sea lions that were dying from sudden seizures that clinched it. Scientists found that neurons had died in the part of their brain responsible for memory, the hippocampus, so... I'm not trying to put you off eating shellfish again or anything. But I fucking wouldn't. Fuss Rodar! We got ourselves the death sonar for digging those dolphins out the shit now, which will make the rest of the game a great deal easier. Not too easy, mind you. In fact, easy is probably the wrong word. Possible. That's a better one. Possible to complete. Well, now we're gone and put the world to rights and taught dolphins how to dolphin. We can get on with the rest of our goddamn day. We got along the lagoon. Songs of the sea sing of the stone-eating stars that live in this place. A dolphin sings for her trapped pod? For fuck's sake, really? Again? Can't you motherfuckers sort your own problems out? Want to sing about trap pods and ECCO, my family's trapped in a small cave like 7 feet away. Did any of you sons of bitches see what happened to my pod? They got hoovered up into space like fluff off a fucking carpet. I do not know about your family, but I know I have lost mine. Boo-hoo. Well, there you go. There's one of them. Hardly call him lost, by the way, love. Found him literally stuffing himself stupid on tropical fish about 30 meters down. Don't worry, this is the last time we have to go dolphin rescuing in the game. God only knows why they thought to put the only 2 escort stages in the game back to back so early on, but at least they're optional. And at least they're out of the way. This one, especially, this really is optional because your reward for guiding the rest of the pod back to the surface is, well, useless seems too soft a term to describe it, really. Here's a stone-eating stars from the level blurb. My god, you'll grow to hate any puzzle involving these fucking things. By the old gods and the new you will. You move them around by yelling at them. Move! 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 And of course, the idea is that you guide them to impassable boulder barriers where they'll chew through the rock and let you through. They operate like those glowing seashells you've already seen, but the catch is that you've got to maneuver the stars around quickly because they can only survive away from their spawn point for a very limited amount of time. So if you take too long, they'll just up and vanish. And then, fuck you, go back the way you came, get some more, and try again. Except by that point, you'll most likely need to go all the way back up to the bloody surface again to refill your oxygen meter, which in turn can mean that you'll have to go and recapture the song keys from the glyphs to get past them because, like everything, and I mean everything else in this fucking game, they respawn the second they're off screen. So, you know, you might as well just start the fuck over from the beginning of the stage by that point. Just die and start again for the time it's going to take you to get back on track because you practically have to redo the entire bloody stage if you fuck it up anyway. I cannot begin to tell you how aggravating it is to steer these fucking things through half the goddamn stage, have them chew through the boulders, turn around to deal with a pufferfish that's about to ram into you, turn back, and the entire fucking boulder stack has respawned, and now, haha, so has the pufferfish. It makes me hate dolphins. Whenever I hear about the Japanese slaughtering thousands of dolphins, I remember this stupid goddamn game and I think, you know what? Good. Kill another 1,000 for me. You'll see the ridiculous respawn rate in action properly a little bit later once we're in the prehistoric stages. I can't stress it enough, honest to Jesus. The second, the absolute fucking instant, the last pixel of an enemy spawn location disappears from your screen, that's it. They're back. Right, here's your useless reward. Sing this song and it will confuse the hungry ones. Ancient songs of wisdom are songs of the Big Blue. The Big Blue swims north to die. Swim fast, young singer. Sing this song and it will confuse the hungry ones. Would you like to know what that means? Well, get in the motherfucking queue because I've been playing this game on and off for close to a quarter of a goddamn century now, and I do not have the faintest of Scoobies. I can tell you what it's meant to do. Sure as seashell shit, I can do that for you. It's it's supposed to be a confuse sonar, as the dolphin that taught it to you says, and it's meant to be able to. Well, there it is. I don't know how else to say it to you, really. It's meant to be able to confuse your enemies. But not all of them, apparently. Only a few. Which makes it incredibly fucking difficult to find anything it's supposed to be able to work on to be able to test it out. I would love to see it in action. No sarcasm, I really would. I'd love to have this 27-year-old mystery solved for me because It drives me fucking crazy every time I play this. I can think of maybe 2 instances where it might have worked. One time I snuck up on a pufferfish and shouted at it, and the fucking thing lost its mind, swam through a stone ceiling and crashed the game. And another time, I think I did it to an octopus and it just slapped me stupid, which, to be fair, they do it the slightest provocation anyway, so... I have no idea. I have no idea what it's supposed to do. The only thing it confuses is me, you know? From the evidence I've gathered so far, it seems to confuse the fucking game too, so... If you happen to know what this utterly useless gift does, where to use it, how to use it, whatever, please, put my mind to rest so I can die happy. So my ghost can move on. You can just see my wailing spirit wandering the earth 100 years from now trying to figure it out. Into Ridge Water now. 2 cold water ponds connected by a maze of shell and stone. To pass Ridge Water, one must have great knowledge of the sea. Last stage of the introductory tropical area of the game here before proceedings start to truly squeeze your nuts in a vice. I just need to point out a common fallacy before I'm bombarded with answers to my previous question going, duh fraggers don't know how to dolphin, duh. Sharks, jellyfish, and a couple of other minor enemies can be frozen on the spot for a second by your regular sonar. That is totally doable before you get the alleged confused sonar, so it's definitely not that. It's... I wanna know what it does, goddammit! Send me fucking insane! You're gonna drag me away at the cuckoo hatch, kicking and screaming about magical useless dolphin songs. I bet it does nothing. It is the single greatest troll in the history of video gaming, and it does nothing. Sing this song and it will confuse the hungry ones. That's you. You're the hungry one. Hungry for knowledge. Hungry for some goddamned answers. Hungry for a snack after you spent 6 motherfucking hours screaming dolphin death beams at every navigatable inch of every bastard level trying to confuse anything that will listen to you. It seems a very odd choice of design progression to me that the game would give you the death sonar first, an attack that vaporizes your enemies from range, making it irreproachably useful. Like there is no more useful weapon they could possibly give you here. And then on the next stage, they give you an attack that just confuses some sea animals. I mean, what would you rather do now you have the choice? Do you want to kill them outright, get them the fuck off your screen, or do you want to like sit there and confuse them? So there's still a threat, but I guess a slightly stupider one. Hard to say because no fucker knows what it actually does. It just doesn't make any sense to me. If you started out with a confused sonar and then like halfway through the game they gave you the opportunity to get a super powerful song of aqua annihilation, wouldn't that make infinitely more sense pacing wise? Mysteries of the deep sea, lovelies. Not for you or I to fathom quite clearly. I think by now you've seen for yourself the rest of the very basics of ECCO that I've yet to elaborate on here. The game's big hinge mechanic is that practically every stage is basically a maze that you have to explore to find key glyphs, the big crystals that you bump with your snout to get a song out of, which you then carry to the barrier glyphs, the other big crystals that just yell at you if you try and get past them without the songs from the key glyphs. And I don't want to be the guy that sits here and states the goddamn obvious on a long play video, but ECCO is a hell of a lot easier once you know roughly where you're going and what you're doing. I know, wow, how many fucking video games does that set it apart from, but it's especially true here because you'll notice as we go how rarely my oxygen meter is ever in danger of depleting to anywhere near a potentially fatal level. Open ocean now, which is cold and dangerous. Unless you're the fucking Kraken. But you're not, goddammit, you're not, and you never will be, so get out the fucking shower and go get a job. Remember what I said about all the levels being mazes? The good news is that this one's had its walls replaced. The bad news is they replaced them with hundreds of fucking sharks. Easiest way to do this is to just blast along the bottom of the screen right here, hit whatever sharks you see with a depth sonar while you're dashing. Now that way you won't have to stop momentarily after you use a charge attack and expose yourself to a beating from the two far more predatory sharks that are always chasing you. You see I'm ignoring my own advice a bit here, but I assure you, that's only because I am a cack-fingered dimwit. I'm trying to play this on the keyboard for some fucking reason. And there you go, that's the end of that. Into the ice zone. Dark cold waters with few places to breathe. Strange cold water creatures live in this place. Distant songs are heard, but not understood. Fuck me with a chum bucket! Move, fish! Move! Croaking dolphin Jesus on the deep sea crust. Have you ever known such a terrifying start to anything ever? Welcome, young Screech Haddock, to the Arctic. You've already seen at least one advantage to our new surroundings. The ability to jump out of the water and slide along the ice on your belly, forever cementing you as a mind-raping nightmare creature told in Eskimo legend for generations to come. And a couple of new disadvantages too. Most prominently the larger, angrier cohabitants of the waters here. The sea spiders are by far the worst thing about this, and the next couple of levels we'll be spending in this frozen hellhole. They're the meanest second forms of the crabs that we saw back in the tropics, lurking on the rocks until you swim close enough to disturb them, at which point they'll spiral around you at impossible speed, shearing off chunks of your health bar. Ta-da! Hard water. Water turns to slippery stone from the dark cold. There is great danger when the water stones move. The distant songs continue. Clues in the title here, lovelies. Your biggest challenge by far up until this point, and indeed the hardest water you'll face for a good number of stages after this as well. These ice blocks, or slippery stones as these babbling aqua primitives call them, will crush you to a very instant, non-negotiable death should you find yourself between them and a wall. And there's a whole fucking ton of them to navigate in hard water, as well as a thriving population of the dreaded sea spiders, who are particularly fond of obscuring themselves behind the crystallized pillars on the floors and ceilings here. Nothing seems too vicious so far, I know, but madness awaits below. Once we get past these 2, 3, yeah, there's some kind of sea witch at work for the finale. Look at this, waltz of fucking lunacy, yeah. What in the name of God? Climate change. Gotta be. Cold water. Yeah, no shit. Quiet songs of wisdom sing about the hard water called ice. The big blue is near. No more ice cubes, yet more sea spiders. Now you see already how I deal with these dirty bastards, as well as their crab brothers and their later nightmarish variants, the trilobites. And there is really only one surefire way to deal with them. Vaporize them with a depth sonar before they get a chance to move, because otherwise they will chase you to the ends of the fucking earth. And I mean, it is possible to outrun them and despawn them if you've got a large enough straight body of water. But seeing as every stage in this game is a drowned motherfucking terror labyrinth that would make you believe that there must be some kind of merman jigsaw killer from the Saw movies punishing ECCO for his apathetic worldview, you're more than likely going to be slamming into walls, sharp corners and dead ends than you are gleefully escaping the damn things, so take it slow your first time through, figure out where they are, and blast them with your dolphin hate beam. Here's a damn whale. You are very brave, little ECCO. I have listened to the songs of the storm. I am sorry about your pod. I will try to help you. We know that these violent storms occur every 500 years. When they occur, all traces of life vanish at the eye of the storm. I do not know why or how this happens. Do not give up, little singer. There is one older and wiser than I. It is called the asterite. We think it is the oldest life form in the sea. We feel great energy of thought from the asterite, but it will not sing to us. If you can communicate with it, perhaps it could help you. The asteroid is located in the deep water zone. Just one more question, Mr. Whale, sir, if you wouldn't mind. How in the fuck did you manage to get in here? Is there a back door or some sort of whale-sized tunnel you're utilizing here? Because, and again, I don't want to sound ungrateful, would it really be so bad if me and the other non-murderous sea creatures could use it? I don't know if you know, but the only other way in here is just swarming with shit that wants me dead. Absolutely fucking swarming, like, you chose to swim here to die, and I respect that and everything, but if you came the way I did, you wouldn't have to choose. There's 100 motherfucking sharks, octopi, pufferfish, and possessed ice slabs that'll make that difficult decision for you. Island Zone. 7 islands in warmer waters. A pair of super easy stages back in the tropics now to resettle your blood pressure after your ordeals out on the ice. And thank fucking Christ, no more sea spiders to deal with. Although you do get the regular crabs back. They're a lot slower and stupider. I should really be calling the sea spiders Arctic spiders, that's their proper name and everything, but it's one of those things I do without thinking now, because I've called them sea spiders since I was like 8 years old when this first came out. This was actually one of the very few games my mom bought for me for my birthday one year. Usually my dad's stocking me and my brother up on the game in front just because she didn't get on with how violent a lot of the stuff on the Mega Drive was, so I guess my mom was in the shop and she saw the box art for ECCO. You know, dolphins leaping out the crystal blue water, brightly coloured tropical fish swimming languidly beneath them. And she thought to herself, well, how brutal can this be? It's about a dolphin and fish. And she came back pretty fucking pleased with herself. At least until I got past the first few stages or so. Alright, death sonar! Eat shit, jellyfish! Suck my dolphin slit, you shark fuck. I don't know what she thought the actual aim of the game would be. Maybe some sort of peaceful contest between you and the other dolphins to see how many children you could make clap with glee by performing tricks and flips. Or maybe a heartwarming experience where you teach the disabled to love again. Whatever assumptions were made, you know. I can't blame her. Everything about that box art suggests an entirely inoffensive experience. Deep water. Ancient breathless passages run so deep that no songs of this place have yet been sung. Don't let that scare you, this is even easier than the last one. Yeah, along with Calibri that came out for the 32X where you play as a hummingbird, I'm sure ECCO led more parents than mine down the garden path in thinking that they were buying a nice, relaxing game for their little ones, which in reality turned out to be a rock-hard, existentially mortifying trial of champions. You know, I've chosen this as our first Sanctuary Sunday feature, but this could go on a retro rumble with the other horror games quite easily for me. Even before the final act where you get sucked down an alien murder toilet and pursued by void beasts, there's something eerily disquieting and isolated about this game. Slowly running out of oxygen, hundreds of feet below the sea, while sharks and octopi plot your death. It's one of the most empirically horrifying things I've ever played. Right, here's the asteroid. It's a typhoon of balls. I remember you. Of course, it was you, and it was I who sent you. Now it is clear. I can help you by giving you powers and knowledge, but you must help me. You must help me regain my full strength. You must travel into the past. To the west is a sunken city called Atlantis. Its people built a machine and used it to travel in time. Use the machine to travel to the distant past before your kind existed. You will go back 55 million years. There you will find my missing globe. You must return it to me. Only then can I give you what you need to save your pod. The asteroid kinda looks like a boss from that fuck awful fighting game Balls, but don't let that stop you from heeding his words here. The Marble Sea approaches. I think this is about the point where they just stop writing level descriptions now. In the description for the last level, they use the excuse that no songs of this place have yet been sung. But fuck them, there's still sea creatures down here, as you can see. What of the noble songs of the jellyfish? Are they to be cast aside so casually, like a Honey G album? You see an important new addition to these Atlantean levels right there. The statues you find decorating the place aren't just pleasant scenery. A number of them also grant you a limited spell of invincibility, or open up doors for you like key glyphs. They also refill your health and oxygen meters, and there's no cap on how many times you can use them, so by all means, abuse them as much as you need to. Note as well that the Atlanteans took great care to spare your fragile child's mind from the full horror of the male form by preemptively sculpting leaves over their doodahs. Nice one, Atlanteans. Alrighty, time for a revelation or 10 now as we head into the library, where the majority of the backstory handily resides in a large chamber mere moments away. It also contains the most irritating puzzle in the entire fucking game, but more on that later. We are losing a war with a planet vortex. Atlantis is in ruins after a beam struck from space. We have escaped into the past with our technology. You just kinda move from glyph to glyph here. Glyph, crystals containing encoded messages. Certain sounds reflect the message back. Created to help a dolphin of the future travel to Vortex. Jesus Christ, my mum just bought this so I could beg for fish. Planet Vortex, third planet in the star system Cassandra. Located in the head of the constellation Pegasus. Note, the nearest constellation to Pegasus is Delphinius. And there you go, that's meant to be a constellation, I guess. Vortex life forms. We suspect that Vortex is dying and can no longer produce food. Every 500 years, when the Earth and Vortex have a clear path, the Vortex feed upon the Earth. Each feeding increases in size. The Vortex are getting hungrier. And who can blame them? Dolphin is some tasty shit. We, the people of Atlantis, have made these glyphs for you. We'll address the problem with that in a moment. Some of these repeat themselves on the Genesis version, and there's an interesting theory behind that that's never been confirmed that I'll let you in on once we're out of here. Last one coming up now, and then we'll have to find some air. Vortex is feeding on the seas of our Earth. Eventually all life will be harvested. All life will end. The Vortex must be stopped. And you thought a dolphin would be the best choice for this mission, did you? If you can travel back in time, I would have sent a megalodon personally. Or that giant fucking dinosaur fish that ate the Indomitus Rex at the end of Jurassic World. Right then, here it is. This fucking block puzzle, lovelies. It will make you want to shit blood. So, you gotta carry this block over 3 stone walls on the tip of your nose there. It almost looks like you can skip some of it by dashing the block over the top of the walls, but fuck you, do it properly. If that isn't enough to worry about, you got the damn sea spiders coming out the motherfucking walls to put you off all the time. Doesn't matter how many you kill, they respawn all the fucking time. And best tip I can give you here. If you move too fast with the block on your nose, it will fall off. But if you just tap the dash button, you'll be able to push it on top of the wall and nest it neatly on the ledge. Real fucking headache saver, that one. Do not lose sight of the block once you're over the walls, and do not go back to the statue until you have seen the block break all the chains there. I cannot stress that enough. You let the block wander off screen for just a second, you swim off before those chains are gone, and either the block will disappear or the chains won't break, and you'll have to do that all over again. Besides the second to last stage, that is the worst part of the game by far for me. Just designed with such pure-blooded hatred for the poor bastard playing it. But it's done now. Blood off the boil temporarily, as we head into Deep City, and until you know what you're doing here, this really isn't much better. Okay, so, you know what, just watch. Just watch this. Get a good run up here, and no, that was absolutely pathetic. Try again. This time we'll get it. There we go, beautifully done. Now did you notice how I jumped like twice as high to get over that wall there? If you try and jump it normally, as I and Christ knows how many broken kids did back in the early 90s, you'll never make it. It'll be about 5 minutes worth of attempts, followed by pitifully trying to glitch your way over the fucking thing by leaping out the water vertically right next to it, hoping to bounce yourself along the top of it, but no. You have precisely a coma patient's chances in a Rottweiler pit of that happening for you. What you gotta do, and nowhere in the manual or the game does it even hint at this, is leap out the water at a very specific angle, hitting the charge and dash buttons with split-second timing as you breach the surface, and if you get it exactly right, you'll pull off a super jump that will see you clear of that wall. I just about drove myself to the fucking juvenile madhouse trying to figure that out when I was a kid. It was button mashing that solved it in the end, like just about every fucking puzzle that got on your tits in video games back in those days. I mean, you gotta remember, it's harder to do that now. You got controllers with D-pads and analog sticks, motion sensors, 4 buttons here, 2 on the shoulder, 2 triggers behind them, and Christ knows what else. If you were playing the GameCube, Jesus Christ, good fucking lot to you. But with the Genesis, it was a lot simpler because you only had the 3 buttons and the D-pad. If you kind of punched everything at once, you know, you'd eventually get to where you needed to be. Now, we got the City of Forever coming up in just a moment, and this is the exact opposite. This got a reputation for being the most bastard hard, impenetrable, unsolvable stage on any Genesis game up until that point. Now I remember my friends going on about it at school, and I was just saying, what are you talking about? It's 30 fucking seconds long. I thought the name was a joke. Take a look here. You swim up, hit the statue, access granted, lovely. Swim back down this way, and the walls disappeared, which lets you head into the alcove, into the portal, and there, you're done. You just gotta fire up the time machine at the top here, and you're off and away to the seas of prehistory. No big deal, right? Well, as it turns out, you're not meant to do it that way. And just before you swim up to the statue, there's a current that's meant to suck you up to the real City of Forever, which is a merciless ordeal crowned by having to pull off 3 of those fucking super jumps in a row while you're being swarmed by armies of jellyfish, and that statue is like right at the end of it all. I don't know nothing about that, lad. I just talked to a stone man through the floor and wandered off. I swear to God, that's how I've always done it. Prepare yourselves for the greatest love story in 16-bit video game history here. Here we go. I'll lift you up, we can laugh or cry. Hey, I'm in love, I'll take you. We'll be seeing plenty more of Echo's boyfriend as we go through these Jurassic stages here. He actually managed to catch me quite quickly that time. He's normally fannying about for fucking ages trying to get hold of you. Needs at least 5 chances while you're springing out of the water trying to avoid getting torn apart by the giant eels. Grab me! Fucking grab me, you idiot dinosaur! The eels are everywhere! If you want that eel's real name, it's Donkolostius, which, despite its relatively dopey sounding title, was a 20-meter long, ton-heavy, armor-plated murder machine that terrorized the oceans in the late Devonian period. Now, along with enormous prehistoric jellyfish, leeches, orthocones, sponges, giant motherfucking seahorses, and those bastard trilobites, they make up the colourful new cast of enemies that will be inserting their fists into your slippery dolphin anus for the next few stages. Into Pteranodon Pond now. I think this is probably the largest level in the game, in terms of sheer map size at the very least. Sorry, hold on a sec, I can't let this happen now without... Because I'm crazy for you, just one touch and you'll know it's true. I never wanted anyone like this, it's so brand new. You'll feel it in my kiss, you'll feel it in my... Yeah, this is a big old map, but we should be able to navigate it fairly quickly here on account of its large open spaces. It will allow us to dash around the place like we've had a nice big snout full of dolphin crack. What? You never done dolphin crack? It's like crack, but for dolphins. I can hook you up if you're man enough. You remember Flipper? He's got a cousin called Flopper. He's the man to speak to. He has a couple of his wise guys do tricks for the boys on the cartel boats while he sneaks their shit off the back. Then he takes it down to some seedy looking sunfish motherfucker who does Christ knows what with it. Cuts it with some kind of magical seaweed that allows you to see your own death and gives you an erection you can't get rid of for 12 hours and hey, you're not some kind of narc like Aquaman or anything, are you? There's an interesting little story point that begins in this level with a hidden glyph. Now, I'm not going all around the houses to get to it today because it's just words on a fucking screen and I can tell you exactly what it says. You find the glyph in a cave near the bottom left of the stage and it asks you, Echo, if we breathe air, why do we live beneath the waves? Of course, the only thing you can say back to that is, and even then, you should be careful not to murder the poor bastard by accidentally pressing the B button and unleashing your death howl at it, but the mystery of the curious glyphs continues in the next stage with a pair of them hidden way out of sight behind the rock walls. Now, they're an absolute fucker to hit with a sonar, but if you manage it, they'll say, we hear songs in the sea, we hear our kind in the sea, never before have we heard songs in the sea. And then the other one goes something like, could we sing in the sea? Could we live in the sea? Perhaps we will try. So there you go. Echo accidentally kick-started the evolution of his own species from giant crystals. Let's move on. This game fucks with my head more than enough already without thinking about how Echo convinced a giant shiny rock to jump in the sea and become his great to the power of 12 grandfather. You missed me, you clumsy bastard. I could have been killed. What, don't you love me no more? Don't you? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert Origin Beach. Pretty straightforward stage. Made a little more taxing by the sheer amount of enemies in it, and thankfully not EA's way of sidling up to you on your holidays and offering you microtransactions to build your sandcastles faster. I could have framed that joke a bit better, I grant you. The fuck do you want? Trying to be a fucking dolphin in prehistoric times here. See, that's my get out of jail free card forever and ever, isn't it? My commentary isn't funny. Fuck you, I'm playing hard games. My gameplay sucks. Fuck you, I'm trying to commentate. A hobby where you guys pay me money to refuse to take responsibility for my failings. Truly, I have found my calling in life. We're actually done now. We just gotta swim up through one of those mini underwater volcanoes to escape. That's tough, isn't it? Swimming through a volcano. Echo is a scary dolphin bastard. Trilobite Circle is go, and it's every bit as terrible as the name implies. There's something very special indeed to be on the lookout for here. Get away from me, you hideous shits. But first, we gotta fight this enormous child-neglecting seahorse. You blast it, it throws 5 of its shitty sonar-proof kids at you, You clumsily wheel out the way because there's no fast way to dodge them. You come back round, you blast it again, over and over, 8 times. 8 fucking times. Isn't that just the tiniest bit excessive? You start to wonder if you're doing the right thing after like 4. Fuck off. No, don't scroll it off screen. Don't. Don't respawn that son of a bitch. Whatever you do. Alright, it's down here. There he is! It's a time-travelling jellyfish! You ain't the only Time Lord of these here oceans, ECCO. Janos the jellyfish is on his own quest for his own peoples. He looks kinda lost. Maybe he was just sitting down there waiting for somebody else to take care of that fucking seahorse for him so he can sneak in and recover the lost jellyfish gold. Either way, I usually leave him be out of respect. Unless one of my deaf sonars wallops him by accident. Ooh, shit! It's the "you're about to get a fuck you" sandwich music. Fear for your life whenever this track shows up. Respect the fuck you sandwich track and all of its dire warnings. This is your last stop on your Prehistoric Ocean tour, which means you'll be picking up that little something something the asteroid sent you down here for. And sadly for you, there's an honest to Neptune bona fide gauntlet of doom between you and the missing asteroid chunk. And if you do manage to clear all of that, you'll be overjoyed to find that you're going to have to wrestle the missing asteroid chunk away from the incredibly volatile, kill you in a heartbeat, teenage incarnation of the asteroid itself. It don't want to cut its hair and do its homework. It don't want to spend any time downstairs with the family. It just wants to stay in its room and murder the fuck out of any hippie sounding dolphin fuck that trespasses into its personal space. Presumably while listening to angry music about girls, and how girls always break your heart and leave you, because for some entirely unjustifiable reason, girls get sick of spending time with guys that are miserable all the goddamn time, can't get far enough past their own pentagram tattoos to chill the fuck out and take them to a fucking fun fair once in a while. At least you can skip that seahorse fight if you want to. And why wouldn't you, for Christ's sake? Can't imagine how empty your life would have to be of love and general activity to feel the need to kill 2 seahorses in one playthrough. Alrighty, you're gonna take a knock swimming into the cave here. There's no getting around that. Pick a colour, any colour. Doesn't have to be orange. I'm just drawn to that because it's the brightest and the easiest to pick out. All you gotta do is hit 4 orbs of the same colour and you've won. But for God's sake, don't stay near it trying to size up your next strike for too long or it'll blast you with fork lightning, pulverise your health bar, and you'll have to do the entire fucking level again. There you go. Now we got our chunk of asteroid that he only lost in the first place because we took it from him as a boy, but only because he sent us back to return it to him because... Son of a bitch. When were Mega Drive games ever this fucking complicated? Don't think about it. Just keep swimming. What's that you say? You've seen this level before? Why yes, I believe you have, because now, for no real goddamn reason, you have to play Deep Water and sit here forever again. Not even like back to front. Not even with an alternative route. Just play them again, because fuck off. Yeah, have that spike tunnel. Didn't flinch, did you see? My time amongst the devil eels and trilobites has made me steely of nerve and flaccid of sanity. There you go then, shitface. Now make me a god. Now I am whole again with all my power. Thank you, ECCO. Now I will help you. I will give you new powers. Use the Atlantean time machine to swim back in time to the hour of the storm. You will be taken with your pod. You will see the unseen enemy. Use this song to return to your home bay just before the storm. With your new powers, perhaps you will save your pod. Your fantastic new powers include a new depth sonar, which is same as the old one really. It's just for anyone who didn't get it in the 4th stage. And freedom from the nagging chains of oxygen. Note the disappearance of your meter up there. Why, this would be the perfect opportunity to complete the City of Forever as the developers intended. But I won't. I'm taking my shortcut. No, fuck City of Forever. Fuck it in the arse. Design stupid exploits, win clever dolphins. I've always said it. That's basically my catchphrase on this channel. you know. To be absolutely fair to the Asterite, when do you ever go on a fetch quest for an ancient being in a game and not have the fucking thing immediately turn on you the minute you give it what it sent you out for? I genuinely expected him to get that missing orb off me, go, "Ha ha, you flippin' fool! Now boil in the tides of Armageddon!" and turn into some sort of million-balled sea wizard that was gonna spank me from one end of the Atlantic to the other. But he actually kept his word. Alright, now, when people use the term nightmare fuel in conjunction with ECCO the dolphin, this final 10 minutes or so is usually what they're referring to. You just materialise in the middle of the ocean here, no big deal to the other dolphins. No, "Where you been, Echo?" or "Why'd you keep muttering dark words about sea spiders and trilobites while slowly dragging a razor blade across your cheek there, Echo?" I have seen the end, my friends. The beginning and the end. Abandon sanity, all ye who enter this place. This is the tube, an elevator ride to hell that uses the scrolling screen as the elevator and the jutting metal platforms as weapons to insta-smear you out of existence. Further you go, the faster it gets, and believe you me, you got a long fucking way to go. Now, to your advantage is the fact that your health regenerates from this point on, and that your sonar can clear some of the obstacles out your way, namely the blocks that float perilously around the lift shaft. But as you can see here, because I'm nearly fucking dead already, that's not going to help you if you take more than a couple of knocks within a few seconds of each other. The lightning cannons are your worst enemy by far here. You have practically no time at all to get around them from when they scroll on screen, so your only realistic tactic is to accept that you're definitely taking those hits and concentrate on not touching anything else. So long as you keep that death sonar pulsing, you can just kind of sit in the middle of the screen here and not worry too much about anything taking you out. All the traps and sentries in this stage are clearly installed in the vortex feeding tube to murder the shit out of its captured prey before moving their corpses through to the cyber abattoir that makes up the next level. Not this dolphin though. You motherfuckers went and picked the wrong spicy pepper, didn't you? You alien beaver rags. Oh Jesus, we're close. I can feel my hands starting to get sweaty. My balls are crawling back up inside my damn body. They want no part of this. They're off to... Oh no. We're here. Welcome to the machine. And welcome to one of the most unapologetically brutal stages that the 16-bit era ever spat out into the faces of my generation of shiny-eyed, rosy-cheeked, sweet, innocent children. Children. We were just bloody children, you fucking monsters. No, Fraggers. The past is buried and gone now, no matter the scars it left you. Can't hurt you anymore. Show the Crusaders who the true Lord of Pain and Suffering is here. Defeat this beast, just one more time. Very well, imaginary swan friend. I will do this thing. Well, lovelies, we find ourselves in the gravest of dangers here inside the machine, the central hive on the Vortex homeworld. Having arrived in one piece, the feeding tube obviously failed to do its job, and the entire bastard nest is now on red alert, bringing dozens of these terrifying vortex drones down on your head. They're bad enough on their own. They take 2 blasts of your sonar to put down, one to knock their heads off and one to smash the disembodied gherkin for good. Something you want to do in very short order, by the way, as it will take literally half a second of contact with the drones to kill you outright. They're bad enough on their own, but when you drop them into the stage itself, a scrolling, winding death trap that plays as dirty as a suitable for all ages rating will let it, by changing direction with a specific goal of sending you the wrong way, and crushing you to death against one of the many false passages or dividing walls that make it up. You have yourself an extremely potent sales aid for the gamepad and double glazing market by sheer merit of how many of them you'll have to restrain yourself from hurling through a fucking window. It is so easy to get baited into going the wrong way here, so unbelievably easy. The game does an absolutely remarkable design job of predicting the direction that you're most likely to go, and then punishing you for it by sending you all the way back to the start. And, I haven't mentioned yet, this stage is 6 fucking minutes long. One mistake, one bloody mistake, and you're dead. Health regeneration means dick in this place. Goddamn aliens coming out the fucking walls, out the floors, trying to dodge them and their bastard heads while vent openings spit chewed up toxic shit out at you. The whole time trying to keep one eye on that nonsense and the other on what direction the screen's drunkenly lurching while simultaneously trying to deduce whether the fucking thing's dummying or not. It's stress in its purest goddamn form, it really is. We're not even halfway through this shit yet. We're not even... God almighty. Not even the Mega CD version makes this any easier on you. In fact, I've been meaning to touch on the Mega CD version since we left the library because, in my experience, not a lot of people were even aware that ECCO was re-released on the Mega CD. But those that are in the know are probably going to want an explanation as to why I chose to play the Genesis game over that one. After all, you know, it's bigger, it's better, it sounds nicer, it's allegedly prettier, although I've always found the difference there to be extremely negligible, so why fraggers? Why are you stuck in the past, you stubborn old fuck? Embrace the future! No, get off my lawn and go fuck yourselves. First of all, yes, Mega CD ECCO extends the original game by 6 levels, and I will give it its due. It does bridge a little gap in the plot here as it sticks 5 of those stages in between Deep Water and the Marble Sea before ECCO reaches Atlantis. Because let's face truths here, he does just kind of fucking stumble into it from absolutely nowhere in this game, doesn't he? Now the 6th stage is just fluff. It's called Open Ocean 2, and it's literally just a repeat of the first Open Ocean stage, except you're swimming back the other way. So if you needed it specifically illustrated to you that after meeting Big Blue, ECCO had to swim back across the same stretch of ocean to get back to where he started, boy howdy, is this the fucking level for you, you dense bastard. The other 5 stages are, you know, okay. They're nothing spectacular really. They got turtles in them, which is nice, but they kind of lazily reuse a lot of sprites and environments from this game's direct sequel, The Tides of Time. In fact, they really just kind of feel like stages that got left out of The Tides of Time for not being good enough, which is most likely exactly what they are. So yeah, the extra stages, not a big selling point for me. As with a lot of the Mega CD Genesis reissues, Mega CD ECCO also boasts FMVs, and this is what I was talking about back in the library. The 2 glyphs in the main hall that repeat themselves in that stage are swapped out to play actual FMV footage of dolphins frolicking about to you, which, you know, I'm sure was revolutionary and astounding back in the day, but now, you know, are you that eager to squint at grainy 144p postage stamp sized clips of dolphins fucking around? I can take it or leave it myself. Now obviously the Genesis version came out first, but the theory is that ECCO was initially designed for the Sega CD and chopped down rather than extended for its re-release, which is why a lot of the glyphs and dolphins repeat themselves in this game. And there was originally meant to be a lot more FMV based content than just what showed up in the library, but by the time they'd crammed the extra levels and the new soundtrack on there was no room left. So, and talking of memorable soundtracks, we all know what this music means, don't we? Would you look at the fucking state of that? This is the Vortex Queen, and you're gonna have to literally blow her apart piece by piece if you want to get out of here alive. Start with her filthy, beady little eyes. Can't kill what you can't see, whore! Oh shit. I forgot, your health doesn't regenerate on this level, does it? Oh, fuck me dead, we're in trouble now. And this really is the last place in the game you want to die, because if you do, guess where you go? All the way back to the beginning of Welcome to the Machine. Fuck me, please don't make me do that again. Alright, I can't believe I fucking forgot about that. What an absolute fucking shit for brain sucker donkey cocks I am. Okay, shut up and focus. So you gotta ram her jaw off 3 times before it will stay off here. You gotta be incredibly careful not to get caught up in her soul attack. She opens her mouth, vacuums up whatever's nearby, and if you wind up in her mouth, whether you got 1 block of health or 5, you're dead. Fuck off! Can't do that anymore now, can you, bitch? Alright, now you just got to dash attack her in the brain 4 times. Sonars won't do, except to clear away the drones she's desperately spawning. One last pop. Oh shit, is it 4 times or 5? It's 5. Hey again, chums. Thankfully, the game doesn't bullshit you out by making those jellyfish damage active there. That would make me cry. And thank Poseidon's soggy ass, that is ECCO the Dolphin for you, ladies and gentlemen. What a monster. Swimming out in style here with your pod. Is that a standard dolphin attack formation there? Fighting's all done, boys. A magical typhoon of balls gave me godly powers so I could hold my breath for as long as it... No, shut up, ECCO, don't tell them. Think of all the fish we could hustle from these unsuspecting fools in breath-holding contests. Your song will echo throughout the vast ocean. I'll bet. Did you know I can kill shit by singing to it now? I'm basically the dolphin version of that record Gloomy Sunday. Thank you, ECCO. You're welcome. You know, in some cultures, sex is a nice way to say thank you. What are you, male, female? I don't care. I might go and use my god tier murder song to go and blast old 8 Arms unconscious and rape him. The smug tentacled fuck. You have saved us, you are great. Thank you. The life of a celebrity now, eh, ECCO? I'm not controlling any of this, by the way. I couldn't care less what these peasants think of me. Do you think the vortex is destroyed? Finally, a pessimist. Great question, Dolphin. No. No, they are not, as they will come barreling back with a vengeance in ECCO the Tides of Time. We'll leave ECCO and his posse to show off into the credits now, and I will bid you a pleasant evening from here within my sanctuary of Sanctuary Sunday. Come back and pray child takes shelter with me next week when we'll be running through not 1 but 2 classic titles, beginning in the afternoon with a blazing run through the Mobian Plains and beyond in Sonic the Hedgehog, before rattling loose our battle cries and charging headlong into the eternally hostile arms of the original hardcore devourer of console gamers' souls, Contra on the NES. Until next Sunday, Crusaders.